Cancers, hi my loves, and thanks for coming through. I'm Star. You already know this is ascendstar tarot. This is going to be for all of my sun, moon, Venus, rising, however it is that you identify with Cancer. This is going to be the reading for you. Welcome to the cross watcher who wants to know what's going on with the Cancer in your life. And if this is your first time here at ascendstar tarot, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are appreciated. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to be here with me. Aren't you? Well, I'm delighted to have you here. You're just great, right? So this is intended for Virgo season, right? Remember last month I told y'all we was going to switch it up a little bit. We wouldn't really be doing monthlies. We were going to see how our signs actually work with the different energies. So being that it's Virgo season, Cancer, I want you to know how you and Virgo get along. You know what I'm saying? I want you to recognize the Virgo energy that may be adverse to your own energy, right? Of who you actually are. You know, if you don't know your sun, moon, or your rising sign, well, I'm sure you know your sun sign, you're here, right? If you don't know your moon or rising / ascendant or Mercury or Mars, if you don't know any of those signs, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to do a birth chart consultation for you. You guys, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what does not. It may not be for you, it may be. Don't force anything. Like I said, this is general, right? So if you need a personal reading, reach out to me at any of my outlets that will be listed below. You guys, you know, if you're here with me on a regular, you know, there's very seldom a chance that I read reverse cards. The tarot is very, very descriptive, and it gives all of the knowledge that you need, whether it be positive or negative. It definitely shows what it needs to be, right? Right, so the Justice card, it came out negative, but look at the card that's in the end. Like, you know, there was a negative that came out reverse, you know, but that's I can see why it came out reverse, right? Because now we have that Ten of Swords that is here. Now, Cancer, you may very well be dealing with a Gemini, because this energy came up with Gemini as well. So this is Virgo season, right? So Virgo season is all about being like very, very analytical, right? It's that earth energy, you know. It is reserved, it's modest, it's practical, it's, you know, it's actually seeking to understand. It's being brought to us by Mercury, so it has a lot to do with communication. It has a lot to do with actual technology, you know. Like, this season is coming through, and it's gonna disrupt any illusions that we have, right? Anything that is any type of self-destruction, right? Things that are holding us back from being able to have things work in our favor, right? So that's the energy that is coming across with us. Being able to spend and sit time, you know, spend time and sit with yourself and analyze those behaviors and figure out why those things are not working out for you. And once you recognize what's not working out, identify it as your shadow self. Identify it as what it really is. It's the things on the physical that are really holding you back. 9 times out of 10, it has something to do with self-care, self-love, something to do with how you're loving others, something to do with your actual health, something to do with your spending habits, anything of that nature that is actually holding you back. Or maybe you're just like too attached to an outcome. Like, maybe, you know, you have some type of sexual addiction, anything of that nature, anything that is actually holding you back and not letting you do what it is that you need to do. Once you recognize that shadow self, then you take responsibility for your shadow self. You take responsibility for everything that you have done to get you to the point that you are at 9. I said 9, but it's actually the point that you are at now. Virgo represents, you know, that it's the 9th month, but it's the 6th zodiac, right? And if you actually break down the numerology for the day that it actually came in, like, all of the numbers that are representative are multiples of 3. You know, so it's that 369, like that Tesla energy. What is it that you have been focused on? And if you have not been able to focus on it, why have you not been able to focus on it, right? If you don't know about the Tesla 369 manifestation process, Cancer, I definitely advise you to like go in and just look just look at one video on it, right? Like, you don't have to watch 1,000 videos about it, because they're basically going to be saying the same thing over and over again. Maybe I need to do my own video on that, right? So I can just point you in the direction of my video and put the link in that. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my own video here on Tesla's 369, especially during this Virgo season, because it's very, very important to be able to manifest what it is that you want, learning from the knowledge that you already have, right? So yeah, it's all about being able to manifest and nurture and bring things into life, being able to notice and recognize all of your potential, right? So Virgo season, we know, this is the year of Aquarius. This is the time of Aquarius. It's time of Judas, right? You know, we don't recognize division in religion here at Ascend Starship. We recognize the unity of it all. We recognize how it all works together, because at the end of the day, we are all one, races, sex, all one living on this planet Earth, and we all have to take care of it as one, you know? So because of my Christian background, sometimes in order for things to stick properly, you know, I have to relate it back to that upbreaking, back to the knowledge that I already know, that I have been, that I was basically raised on, you know, what's in my DNA, right? So with that being said, we know that the 12 disciples also represent the 12 zodiac signs, right? So Judas is of course for Aquarius, but for Virgo, we actually have Philip, right? And Philip is a disciple that's not talked much about, but he has done many, many things. Philip is, you know, he's loyal, you know, he kind of, you know, left, John the Baptist when Jesus came along. You know, he didn't leave him nasty. He was like, you know, John, like, it's been real. I've learned a lot, you know, the water definitely touched my body and it didn't harm my soul. It helped my soul out, you know. So now that my soul has been helped and my soul has been healed, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to go ahead with Jesus and them. You know, they be going all across the country and stuff, and they be giving speeches and they be talking, and, you know, they be reaching out and they be teaching the people, and, you know, they just, you know, give the people the knowledge that they need, the correct knowledge and information that they need, you know. So I'm going to just go ahead out here and I'm going to do that part, right? And so that's what he decided to do. So he went and he spread the word of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And then after he did that, you know, he even let his friends know about the gospel of Jesus Christ. He was like, Bartholomew, like I finally got with Jesus. And, you know, like, he out here, he's spreading some good stuff. You know, he giving people, you know, like real feel good stuff. You know, he's showing people how to create miracles in their own lives. And, you know, he was going around and he was telling people how to do all this stuff. And, you know, Bartholomew decided that he was going to be a disciple as well. And then after he did that, when one of the many miracles that Jesus performed, you know, he fed the 5,000 with the fish and the bread. And, you know, basically, that was Philip. You know, Philip looked at Jesus like, Jesus, how we gonna feed all these people with this little bit of food? And then Jesus had to look at Philip, and, you know, Jesus was like, Philip, you know, since you always ask some questions, figure it out. And Philip was like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know, I like doing stuff like this. Like, I'll figure it out. You know, so he sat there, he figured it out, and he made sure everybody could eat, right? And then after he had did that, like, you know, they was at the Last Supper, right? And when they was at the Last Supper, you know, Jesus is basically telling them, like, y'all, I gotta go, you know, because I'm going, I gotta leave, I gotta go to my father's house. His, you know, his house has many mansions, you know, so I'm going to prepare your house, you know, make sure the lights on, the carpet real good, you know, we're gonna get the gates like real pearly white, you know, we're gonna make sure you're good and fenced in, you gotta have excellent internet services, you know. That's the kind of conversation he was having. So yeah, so when Tom, I'm talking about Thomas, my bad. When Philip heard this, Philip was like, but Jesus, who is your daddy? Like, can I meet your daddy? And then Jesus was like, can you meet my daddy? Like, you met me already. Anybody who meets me has already met my father. I do all of these things on account of my father. My father sent me here, you know, to do this stuff, you know, like. And then Philip was like, oh, okay then, all right, you know, that's cool, you know, as long as y'all going to do that. So it's not like Philip ever challenged Jesus. No, he didn't challenge him. But Philip was the type of person, because of Mercury, he was always thinking. He was always the one to communicate what it was that he was thinking, so that it would all make sense. Because if it don't make sense to me, I'm going to have to tell somebody. We're going to have to talk about this. I got a question or two for you. And Philip just didn't mind doing that. He did that. He did just that. And that's why Philip is Virgo. Analyzing, always asking questions, always trying to figure stuff out, right? All right. So, you guys are coming in here as the magician this Virgo season. So Virgo and Cancer is kind of like it's a good sign, because Cancer is kind of like passive, you know. Not passive, you know, where people can take advantage, but I mean, let's be honest, if you're not whole and healed and fully aligning and working with your shadow self and recognizing all your downfalls and stuff, then you can be easily manipulated, Cancer, because you are a loving being, right? Because you are the moon, because you are emotional, right? So this is the moon and Mercury comes together, and it's like Mercury actually likes the moon, right? Because Mercury likes to be in control, right? Mercury likes when things just kind of like go along with its plan and its ideas, and Cancer kind of does that, right? So you guys are actually coming in as the musician, and this is telling me that when it comes to material things, you can have anything that you want, and you are busy manifesting right now. Right? So you are out here, you are going after everything that you actually wanted. You have many skills, and it's almost like, you know, you are sharpening those skills. As above, so below. You know, it's like you are trusting spirit and your intuition, and you are embodying the thought of the intuition yourself. Like this is a new start over. This has a lot to do with your mental capabilities, the ability to be strong and steadfast and apply yourself to master not only yourself, but things that are around you. It's like the power is the beginning, is you actually developing things. It's be mindful of your fears, you know, fear nothing, you know, like you are taking form. Everything that you have always wanted is taking form. It's time for you to take action, but you also have to be confident about it. And you know that it's a possibility for you to be able to do any and everything, right? Now, there is this little thing. The magician does sort of kind of sometimes have like this tendency to be kind of secretive. Because of course, like when you work in your magic, everybody don't have access to your magic. So you don't want everybody to be able to see it. So Spirit is also saying at the same time, Cancer, you like to be so giving and so out there, and you know, you like to spread yourself. Right now, Spirit is saying, if you are busy and you're trying to like really manifest things, then you may need to be kind of quiet about some things. Don't tell everybody everything that you're trying to do right now, okay? Be fair to yourself, because there is someone around you that you really can't trust. There is. And you know who this person is. And it's like you may have already even given this person your cup of love, because you're so loving and you're so kind and you're so caring, and you just want to support and be there for everyone else. And you know how it is to not have people there for you. And you know, you just want to be warm and helpful and caring and kind. And sometimes people take advantage of that. Don't allow anyone to take your kindness for your weakness. Like, don't do that. Trust your intuition. Trust spirit. Trust your emotions, because your feelings actually tell you when things are off. Like, like Cancer, this is definitely time for you to be trusting your intuition, right? Like whoever it is that you're offering your love to right now, it may not be a good situation. Like it is definitely, it's just not a good safe place for your love, right? For some of you, right, it's like you have all of this potential inside of you, but you have a lack of motivation. You have a lack of drive. Like you are constantly running from your actual conflict, and you manipulate by withholding things. Like you manipulate other people in situations by the things that you actually keep to yourself. Because sometimes the things that you are trying to manifest, now sometimes the magician can be very, very, very egotistical, right? So sometimes the things that you are trying to manifest, it's not fair to the people that are around you. And you know that you're not moving right, and those are the parts that you actually keep to yourself and you really don't want anyone to know, right? But it's like whoever it is that you are trying to emotionally manipulate and be passive aggressive towards, they about to leave your ass and they going on to somebody else because they don't have time for those games. For some of you, you're actually just packing up and you're leaving because you understand that this love is not your best place. This is not the best place for you to give or be in the perfect position to receive love. It's been like really just like too emotional. So you're just going to go on. You're going to let them go on as well. Right? Because that's the fair thing to do. That Justice card says that's the fair thing to do. Let it happen. The foundation to all of this is actually being fair. If you are looking for, if this is business or money matters, like there's a partnership that comes about, somebody comes in and they give you good advice, take the advice. Take the advice, be fair, be honest. Be honest. And allow yourself to move on. Because you actually have the capabilities of creating the love life that you want. But it has to be done in innocence. Do you see this? It has to be done. Look at the horse, right? Like, look at his eyes. You know, like, I've never looked at this horse's eyes before, but do you see him? It's almost like he's smitten. It's almost like he sees something that he really, really loves. Like, it's almost like he looked forward and everything that he ever wished for or dreamed for is right there. And now he's kind of bashful. He's kind of looking at it out the corner of his eye. Like, ooh, girl, I see that. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening. And it's like, that's what your victory in love is going to look like. Because it's like, it's almost like people talking right now. Like, why does Virgo never got nobody? And he always like going through people. She always going through people. Like, they just don't never seem to like commit to nothing. Like it's always somebody different. Like, it's always somebody new. And sometimes it be like that. You know, like they just sit back and they talk shit, or they just trying to figure out why you ain't got nobody. So they study gossiping. They trying to figure out your business. Hell, you don't even know why you ain't got nobody. Well, you do, because you know it's you not being honest about what it is that you really want and how you want it, and you like omitting certain information. You know, the omission of truth is still a lie. You do know that, Cancer. Because there's lies going on. There's lies going on, and a lie don't care who tell it. You know? It's like you are moving on. You're ready to let go. You're ready to release. You're ready to let spirit take over. But you got to be honest about it. Like, so that cycle can actually be closed and be over with. It's like you keep playing with it. That's what's going on right now. Like, you're playing with it. Like, you be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Oh, I'm moving on, but I'm going back. Oh, I thought it was over, but I'm going back. But this is a difficult situation that is definitely coming to an end. Like, clearly things did not go as you expect it, but it's okay. It's okay, because it's gonna work out for the best. You just have to be honest. And it probably ended this way because you weren't honest, right? So now it's time to start over new. You are going through some tough shit right now, Cancer. You really are. Everyone has their turn. Welcome to yours. Get your tired ass up and handle it. Like everybody have their shit that they go through, and this is your shit. You are weathering the storm for what you actually created. That magician tells me that you created this moment. And this moment was probably created out of emotional weaknesses and emotional manipulation. Right? I know you don't want to say right. Yeah, you don't want to say right to that, but that's what it is. Let's see. Things are definitely I feel like things are really, really going to work out for you. Right? So what else do we have here? You need some fucking yoga in your life. Exercise. Get out in nature. Go out in earth. Correct. There's no pinnacles here. There's no pinnacles here. Ancient shit is cool. Right? There's no pinnacles here. There's like no grounding here. You definitely need to ground your energy and get out of your feelings. Money is not an issue. Money, 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 money. Make it rain. No pinnacles. No pinnacles. Go out in life. Go out in nature. Enjoy nature. Meditate. Trust spirit. Educate yourself. Reading is fundamental. Pick up a book. If you're somebody that usually likes to read and you haven't picked up a book in a little while, go ahead and pick up that book. And definitely pick up this exercise regimen, okay? Like you know, if your summer body wasn't ready this summer, there's no better time to get it started than September, because we're bringing out the summer anyway. Summer is easing on down. That way you are ready for next season. And you got to be real. You got to be honest with yourself about what you want, because you are giving your power away. Right? You're giving your power away. You are a badass. Act like it. Even if the way that you think and what you want does not fit the majority of the people around you, stay true to that shit, because that is your truth. And you don't get your truth unless you stand in and you represent your truth. Understood? You understand, Cancer. All right. So if you have not yet, please go ahead, like, subscribe, hit the bell. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to be here with me. You have spent your most valuable currency, which is your time, and I appreciate it. I wish you nothing but love, light, prosperity, healing, and recognition of your shadow self throughout this Virgo season. Enjoy, Cancer.